All right, welcome to part 2 with Nicole. I was just talking to her a little bit off camera about like her daily struggles of just getting back into shape after having the brain tumor and having a lot of other health things afterwards. And of course, we all know the daily struggle of weight loss is never ending. It's always there. We're always watching what we eat. We're always looking at everything that goes into our mouth because we want to have this idea of what we want to be, and sometimes it's not the healthiest idea of what we want. Sometimes we do it for the wrong reasons. We do it for the love of a man. We do it for society to think we're pretty. We have so many different reasons why we do these things, and sometimes it's not the right reason. So I was talking to Nicole, what inspired her this time to get back into the gym, to get back to eating her meal preps and all that kind of good stuff. And I just wanted her to share that part of her life with you as well, because this is something that I think a lot of us women deal with. So, your 16-year tumor was caused by this 16-year relationship that was not healthy.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure, along with the stress, came along a lot of self-hatred for yourself, because I'm sure he made you at times not feel the best about yourself.
I was always keeping up with the next girl. If she was tan, he wanted me tan. If she had red hair, I had to have red hair. If she was thinner, then he wanted me to lose weight. If it was a thicker girl, then I had to be thick. It was always, and I don't know if he knew what he was doing, like, not knowing that I knew about that girl, because I did.
I think he knew.
But yeah, it was like it's always like, well, you should look more like her. Or now it's like, I'm too old. They're like, I'm younger now. And I'm like, that's kind of gross to me, because these girls are like almost your kid's age.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I was about to say, because you're like a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
so
exactly. It's like, well, how young are you trying to go?
Right.
But it's always a battle, because you're always trying to compete.
Have you ever had any type of eating disorders or anything of that nature?
I was back and forth. So like there were times I wouldn't eat and I would be thin. I always stayed like in a thicker range, but I was never like big. I never had a stomach or nothing like that. It was always just thicker, but I would go sometimes days without eating, not purposely, but the amount of stress I was under. And it was just like, I would fluctuate back and forth. And then if it's like, if I was trying to impress him and everyone else that he knew to make sure I looked better than whoever he was messing with.
Right.
And that's when I would either like not eat. I would live off energy drinks. Pretty much energy drinks and cigarettes were my meals.
Oh gosh.
And it would be like days of that before I finally ate something. If I did, it'd be a couple bites of something. Nothing really too much to gain any weight. But then it got to the point where I would overeat. So now here comes the weight gain, because now it's like I'm eating myself to sleep, or, even, drinking and eating, and like just overdoing it. So that like, because for example, I've been dieting now. He pissed me off. Some stuff happened. What I do? Broke my diet.
Are you emotional eater?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could go either way. I could either go without eating, or I can go and overeat. So
does it ever make you depressed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the weight gain. The weight gain definitely does, because I'm like, I know I don't want to be that way. I know I don't want to eat like this. I don't want to eat these bad things. I know what I want my body to look like, but it's like sometimes you can't control it. It almost feels like a loss of control.
Right. So do you think you ever have like more control when you're happier, and like less control when you're like spiraling?
When you're happier, you're more focused. You're more determined. It's more, you know what I mean? It's no distractions. You know what you get up and you do every day. You get up, you work out, you do whatever you do. If you don't work out right away, you have time that you do it,
Right.
And like I have a process where I do it now. And granted, I'm not working at the moment just because of my leg, but I've come to like do a program, and I fell off of it because I allowed him to interrupt that happy space.
Yeah.
So now here I am trying to get back on it again, which, I'm not that far off. I've still lost a lot of weight since the surgery.
I mean, I think you personally look good. You can't see it from the bottom down, but I think you look great because of the simple fact you've been in and out of the hospital. You have to go back. It's just, since you don't know a lot about her, she just has so much on her plate that for how she's keeping it together this well is kind of like phenomenal, because some people will be over her job with a hut and be like 800 pounds, because when you really are not able to be mobile, when you're recovering from major surgeries, and then you also get surgery depression. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but it's a real thing, and it happens to a lot of people after they have surgery. They become like almost like a postpartum depression. It's like you can't help yourself. It's just a depression. It's a lonely feeling. So
I actually went to that for a couple days. Not long. It didn't last long because, again, it's crazy it may sound, I am a fighter. So I refuse to let everything but that take me down. So I'm like, no, I can get through this. I'm not going to let that bother me. Like, I would cry, which is weird because I didn't cry.
Mm-hmm.
Me crying was like, what? Nicole's crying? Never. But I would, because it was like, I was scared. Like, what am I going to do? I can't get on track. Everything keeps happening. Like,
right.
And then it's like, it was just a lot of like more scared things than anything, you know what I mean? Like, but it gets to the point where it's like you question a lot of things. And when you start questioning things, that's when the depression hits. And you're like, am I going to ever be this again? Or am I going to be able to, be looking like a certain way like I once did? Is my hair going to be the same?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is this tumor going to come back?
Screw
now?
NDRE about I am not my hair. Okay. I am a lot about my hair. So for when I saw the pictures, because she was proud, like even though she was probably scared, she posted a lot of stuff of like her having the side of her head shaved and like showing the scar. And not a lot of people would even do that because some people are just so vain that they wouldn't have even shown that. Like me, I would have probably shown it because nobody's seen me without my extensions or my weave or my braids, because it's just, I'm just not that courageous to show that vulnerable side of me. And I commend you for actually putting that kind of stuff out there because not a lot of people would have shown that.
Yeah, and I got my ex's little girlfriends did bully me on it, and they made fun of like me having hair, and it did kind of hurt a little bit at first. It was kind of like, you're really gonna talk about me after I had my whole head cut open,
How much
ear to
is that?
ear.
Let's talk about somebody's like
like you're talking about something that I couldn't control at the end of the day.
Over.
Right. But then it's like it was like the less I stopped caring about what people thought, the faster my hair grew. It was the weirdest thing. It was like it just all of a sudden, I went and bought a hairpiece. Like I actually bought like a $500 hairpiece to clip on your head so it looked like I had hair, and I would tie it down here and then have the rest coming out to cover it. And it worked for like 4 days. And then my hair grew out of nowhere and it was poofing it up so I couldn't even wear it anymore. I was like, there goes $500 because what am I supposed to do now?
That was God telling you that you were beautiful without this stuff.
And I learned to accept it. I'm like, it was like one day I looked, I'm like, oh, I got an inch. Oh, I got this. Now I'm all the way down to here. Yeah. And it's only been, 6 months?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Since June time.
I just thought they were bangs. I didn't know anything.
They really could be, actually.
I was going to say, I just thought you were doing like the Chinese clip bangs. Like, I was like, that's cute.
I could do that, actually, yeah.
I was going to say.
But I look like my mom when I do that, so I kind of... She came over, I had them the other day, and she came over, and I was like, do you have bangs on? I was like, oh. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, let me, I'm like... So they didn't last long. No. But I
think, like I said, I think you look great. I can't say that enough. Now, with that being said, because we know that you had a pretty abusive relationship with your last long relationship, and I've been seeing some booze out there. So I know it's not him. So tell me, with you also, with the struggle of like the weight loss, you're trying to get yourself back together, you're trying to get your sexy back. Like, how is it with dating? How is it with like pursuing like a significant other and all that kind of stuff?
It's funny because I actually met someone before I got sick, and I was so stuck on my ex that I wouldn't give him a chance, So finally, right before I had to have the brain surgery, I ended up giving this guy a chance. And I liked him, and I was like, oh, and he's a uniform fireman. He's so fine.
We like our men.
He's so fine.
Thank you for protecting us.
Yes, and you can protect me anytime. Anytime. Oh, you have no idea. I'll text him sometimes, be like, 911. He's like, well, I'm like, I got a fire. He's like,
in my pants.
Don't worry, he'll put it out anytime. There's a lot of ways we can go with that.
Women are nasty. We are so much worse than guys.
Oh, I'm telling you. I've always said that. And I was like, no way. I'm like, you have no
idea.
You
have
no idea. We are horrible.
We are horrible people. We'll make you blush with the stuff that we will come up with.
I scare most guys off when I start talking. They're always like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I'm like, yeah, I know you didn't. Like, I don't see myself coming at the time.
I didn't see you coming, but I will see you coming tonight. Just saying. Okay.
Oh my goodness. But okay, so I ended up giving him a chance, and we hung out, whatever, and it was great. And then I got sick. So as I was sick, he was still trying to see me.
I was gonna say, did he stick around?
Yeah, he was trying, but I wouldn't let him. I was embarrassed of how I looked, how big I had got. Like I was already chunky because me not knowing I was sick and I was overeating all the time. I had already gained weight. So I had lost the whole fit Nicole, the one that was always muscular and toned up and stuff. I had already lost her. So I was already embarrassed about that, but for me to get as big as I was getting, it was just my face, I had no neck. It was just, I looked like a panda. Like I was just huge. And so I wouldn't let him see me. He's like, let me just at least come by. He's like, I'm trying to be there for you. Like you're not letting me be there. And that was one thing, and to this day I'm still working on, is I push people away.
Yeah.
I don't want to be your problem. I don't want your sympathy. I push you away. So
you gotta, I'm gonna lecture you a little bit.
I know.
Because I don't like when people do that, because what you're doing is you're not allowing people that want to love you.
Yeah.
And then you're taking away a part of that person's ability to feel good about themselves, because they also want to be caregivers. They also want to show you love. So I know you know this now, but don't do that again.
I know. Well, it's and that comes with the relationship that I was in. I don't trust easily. So I'm like, there's a motive
with
behind
that,
it.
because he broke your spirit. Because a guy, if I'm looking like a panda and you still want to come see me, I'm gonna let you rub all this tummy, like, because it's hard to find someone that's gonna love you through your ugly, love you through your bad. Yeah. So don't ever.
I know. I felt bad for that, and I was like, damn. And there was a few guys that were actually trying to date me that were still trying to be there, and I was like, no. And it's all because I was like, what is your motive? You're just trying to get something. Like, really, I'm sick. Like, I don't want to see you right now because I don't feel like doing anything. And then
you couldn't accept the fact that they could just love you through what you were. Yeah.
And I was like, no, bullshit. It's not happening.
Do you not feel like because you're not worthy to be loved like that?
I still have trust issues. I feel like there's a motive behind things. Like their intentions aren't real.
So if a guy comes up to you like, oh, you're looking really good, and you don't feel good in your skin, you're like, whatever. You're just trying to get something from it.
Yeah. Or I question, like, did you look at my face or did you look at my ass? Like, what were you looking at when you first decided to approach me? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of guys, they don't look at you. They're looking at your assets.
They're looking at your boobs, looking at your titties. You're not looking at who I am here or even here. You're just looking at what I can offer you physically.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can. And she's a smart. And that's the thing. She's so. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't realize. This is like totally off subject. I didn't realize how incredibly smart and intelligent you were.
Oh, thanks.
Until like we were talking, and then I was seeing like all these like posts about, because we weren't friends on Facebook for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it was like you came back on the scene, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, what? And I'm like, geez. And sometimes you do put yourself out there. You have the tats, and you have your boobies out. You gotta let the gas. And I was just seeing like, okay, she just works with what she got, and that's fine. Some women got the ass. I don't got no ass. So if I had some ass, I'll probably be knocking things off tables with it. Okay, because I would want to show my assets. So to me, when I first would meet you, I was just like, okay, she's a cute girl. She's a cute little white girl. She got a little thick ass. Okay. But then when I was like, wait a minute, she ain't just about the booty. She got some smarts too. That like is really super attractive. Thanks. And if a guy ever really, I'm serious, like to find a woman that got body, personality, and brains, that's like the trifecta. Like, what more do you want? Yeah. Like, honestly. So let these guys that want all of that, Nicole, let them in.
Yeah.
Fuck the niggas that just want the booty or the whatever.
And I'm working on it. Like, and the fireman, I eventually did give him a chance. After so 6 weeks after I healed, I went back to work, but I also worked Lollapalooza.
Mm-hmm. That's when I saw the new boob.
That was, yes. And that was when I was like, you know what, I'm going to give him a chance. I said, this weekend I'm working at Lala. He lives in the city. He's a CFD. What did I say? I won't put his name out there. So anyway.
Don't put his name out there.
He was like, okay, I'll pick you up. You can stay at my house for the weekend, and then I'll just take you back and forth to Lala, And I'm like, all right, cool. So I was still swollen. Still swollen from the steroids and everything, The first night he picked me up, I got back to his house, and he had a foot spa lined up with oils and all kinds of stuff in it for my feet because he knew I was working all day, and he knows I'm still healing from this brain surgery. Like, my hair wasn't even a centimeter grown in yet, and I'm wearing a baseball cap in this heat. Oh, my boobs are nice though. But anyway, it was hot as hell. It was so hot, and I was just so tired. 8, 9, 10 hours on my feet. You know, I'm like, and I'm fighting through it because, you know, keep in mind, I just had the surgery.
Right.
But one thing I won't give up on is money. I will be there.
Right.
So he picked me up, did that, and he had my whiskey and on the rocks lined up ready for me with some R&B playing. Like, that's the thing too. Like, my ex does not listen to anything I listen to. It's all rap, and he dresses like he thinks he's Kodak Black or somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you are 35 years old. Where are you at, bro? Like, it's not cute. Not cute. This guy wears Gucci, Louis Vuitton. I mean, he still wears his, like, you know,
like his Timbs or whatever.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? He still dresses, but it's really, I mean, he don't sag his pants or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, whoa, what am I doing here?
Right.
He put on, like, R&B that I listen to. We were, like, jamming on the best Tevin Campbell songs. I'm like, I got one for you, you know? We're going back and forth, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great. So after that, even with me still being swollen, I was like, wow, he made me feel really special. Then I came back again the next time. It's the same thing. He went and got me something to eat. And he'd wake up in the morning. He's like, go get in the shower. Come out. Breakfast is made. Everything's lined up on the table ready for me. And I was like, wait, what is going on here? Like, I'm not used to this. Like, I'm the one that works all the time, that cooks, cleans, does laundry, you know, takes care of whatever you need to take care of too. And I'm taking care of the kids, and I'm running off 3 hours of sleep because I'm juggling everybody's stuff.
Right.
So for this one time, it was like, whoa, hold on a minute. Mm-hmm. And he locked me in. And that's when I was like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. That's not normal. And plus
so did you have trust with that? Did you think you had ulterior motives with that? Or did you think that was genuine?
No, that was actually really genuine. I felt that. I was like, so okay.
So you felt that. Good.
Yeah. And even though he ended up getting some, because I was like, how do you not, like, how do you say no? I was like, let's go. Like, it was just like it was a perfect setting.
She's like,
so
where's the fireman's pole? Let me slide down.
I slid. I climbed, I slid, I did it all.
She's like, her kitty was trapped in a tree. Come save my kitty.
You know, I'm telling you, we could go. No idea.
We could go so many ways.
He went so many ways. Yeah. Oh, you have no idea. He matches me in that room, in that department, and that's what's funny because when I sit back and think about my ex, it's like the only time I would be satisfied is orally. Like, never could he finish. Like, it was just. It was all for him, you know what I mean? Like, the same position. Like, try to, and there's a difference that I realized too. It was always doggy style with him.
That's a red flag, ladies.
Anyone else that I've been with, they like to look at me.
Yeah.
And that threw me off. That was like, oh wait, hold on a minute. And it was like, he likes to look at me. He likes to, like, you know, like, yeah, okay, he'll flip me here and there, but he likes to be like in my face, you know. And
doesn't that
like,
make you feel good?
Yeah, it's like different, you know. He doesn't kiss, but that's because he has braces. So it's like, and I didn't think that would be something I liked either. It was all, you know, I was finding flaws. I find flaws in people. I try to find things that are wrong so I have a reason to run back.
Yep.
So anyway, things were great. I was over there all the time. Every weekend I was like, you know, hanging out. And
well, when you say things were great.
Well, then my ex found out about him. And that's when
I don't like this man.
Yeah.
He keeps ruining things.
He broke up with the girl he was with, and this bitch went crazy. And like, next thing you know, there's a post about me on Facebook with there's probably like 2,000 by the time I flagged Facebook enough times for them to take it down. Where all she talked about was me, and it was every rumor possible. Like, oh, you have STDs. He told me he burnt you purposely, and he always calls me. He stays on my bumper, and here's screenshots of him calling private or whatever. Or, you know, whatever she was claiming, you know. And granted, it probably was him, you know. And then she's like, oh, you fat, ugly bitch, and this and that. Like, you know, you Miss Piggy. She just loved calling me Miss Piggy. And I was like, you know, at first I dropped down to her level, and I was like, listen here, SpongeBob.
She must be smart, like a square.
Yeah. There was, like, legs and then just this. Like, she had boobs, but they...
She said she had boobs, like she wasn't supposed to. She had boobs.
Yeah, she had boobs, but they... She thought it was okay to not wear a bra, and it was no, yeah, it was not.
I always wear a bra.
You just she did a music video with him too, with my ex. Oh, geez. And I was like, oh, bad idea. But now she called herself Video Vixen. Anyway, long story short, let's get back to that. So this girl, he breaks up with her because he finds out about this. He's like, I can't lose my family. Now he's spazzing. So now he's blowing me up, and I'm talking. I blocked over 50 numbers on my phone. He would download apps. Call me again.
Oh, the fake number.
Yeah, so the fireman's looking like, why does he call you so much? I mean, I'm trying to hide it. I'm blocking, and it's like a consistent. Now it looks bad.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to think? I'm like, oh, it's my crazy baby daddy. Well, why is he still crazy over here?
Right.
So it started to ruin things.
Trying to ruin her life, basically.
So then, he breaks up with that crazy girl, and before he breaks up with the crazy girl, we had got into an altercation, me, him, and her, but it wasn't in front of each other. It was over the phone and stuff like that, because he had picked me up, and he picked me up to take me out, but then I found out that she was staying at his house with her dog, and he wanted me to sleep over, and then when he drove by the house, he's like, oh no, don't come in right now. He's like, I'm gonna just run in and grab something real quick. Well, I seen her dog. Person. Yeah, I seen her dog, and he's gonna say, there's no dog in the window. You're seeing things from surgery. No, bitch. There was a dog in there.
Are you seriously trying to play the two in a row?
And I was like,
oh, Jesus. I can't.
So I call her while in the car with him. And of course, like he always does, he's Captain Save-A-Ho. He always puts these other bras on the shelf and then knocks me down. So he turned around and threw me out the car because I called her. Mm-hmm. And she ended up the next morning. She got pissed off. All the stuff broke out. And then can you let him out the front?
No.
You might want to pause this.
Okay.
She's gonna.
Oh, we have another daughter, the older one. So she's gonna be paused. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're back. The dog has now been pottied, and we're back. Yes. So rewrapping. So you stopped talking to the fireman because he kept seeing that you were getting the blown up from the baby daddy.
Well, he slowly pulled away a little bit. So it was like I was trying to bring that back, but it was kind of like it was too many questions arising. I couldn't like explain myself because it looked bad. So it was like no matter what I said, the looks started telling one thing, and everything that's happening, actions speak for themselves. So anyway, I found the girl's dog in the house, and I call her, and I'm like, what the fudge is going on here? And she was, I guess, out at the club with her friend or whatever. She was on her way back. So when he realized I called her in front of him, he kicked me out the car, threw me out, whatever, because of course he had to save whatever she had going on. And that's the thing, because he always knew why I'd be there. So you could throw me out the car. You could do all these things.
It's like you're actually his like
it's like on the side girl.
Day one. Yeah. Because like he knows that you're always gonna rock with him. Like these other females will.
So he'll treat me a certain way and do other things, and then just like expect it to.
I hope
I'll be
learn
there
from that though.
Yeah. Well, there's much more to the story. Anyway, so me and her get into it, whatever. Well, now I'm pissed. Now, mind you, just right after surgery. This is a month and a half. I was
going to say, you're still out of surgery.
And so I lose my cool, and now I'm pissed. So now I'm like, fuck that, we're going to talk. Like, that I'm not going nowhere. And I'm like, I know you're with her right now, and this and that, because, of course, he's defending her now. And I'm like, you were just with me. Like, what the hell? And here's her stupid self. She's another idiot. Of course he's talking to you. You're his baby mama. I talked to my baby daddy, too. I'm like, no. It was not the conversation like he's telling you, and it's definitely not what you... What is he telling you? Like, dude, I've sent you every screenshot of 1,000 emails. And I'm not exaggerating. Right. Over 1,000 emails. Please talk to me. I'm going to kill myself. I love you. Don't do this to me. I want to be with you.
That is, side note, when a guy says that he'll kill himself over you, or a female says it, it's just a way to manipulate you, to keep you in the picture, to make you feel like you're obligated to stay with them, because now, if they kill themselves, now their death is going to be on your shoulders. Bullshit. I call bullshit. I am the strong believer. You say that to me, you better be about it. Don't speak about it. Be about it.
That, and I'm in trouble. I need you to come help me. It's like the number 2. Oh, just whatever. Yeah. Well, anyway, I've shown this girl.
You under his thumb.
Yeah. So I've shown this girl everything. Every proof that, like, he's never going to leave me alone. He's always going to try to manipulate me and control me and be with me. But he's going to try to keep you because you're a benefit in some sort of way. Right. He doesn't want you. Like, I explained it to these girls.
You can provide for him.
Right. You're letting him drive your car. Yeah, he's got his own car, but why use his when he can use yours? You're taking him out to fancy dinners, and you're doing everything that he wants you to do. Why would he let that go? Right. You know what I mean? So
it's like a sugar mama.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's telling you he wants you, but his actions are over here.
Right.
So when I try to confront her, they both ignore me, and then he started answering her phone. Long story short, the next morning, she calls me and says, you vandalized my car. It was parked in a Walmart parking lot. Was I by the car? Yes. I seen the car there because I knew that he was with her, and I'm like, car's not at his house, and I just left him, so how is he answering her phone?
Right.
Sure enough, I go to the Walmart parking lot, I get out the car, I look at her car. don't touch her car. But I look at the car. And I'm like, oh, that's her car. That means she's at his house. So he threw me out the car, got, all this shit happened. He goes and picks her up from the damn parking lot. Where she gladly hid her car for years because he told her I was crazy and that he was worried about me damaging her car. So that's why she had to hide it. No, he didn't want me to know about you.
Oh my God.
Like,
why are females so, like, gullible? Come on now.
But she, she's an idiot. Like,
so let's get back to the fireman, because I can't even deal with these.
Long story short.
Yeah.
I end up saying, after this whole thing, and she's trying to get me arrested to go to jail now because I had to have a felony. Long story short, I'm like, I can't do this shit. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't even know what to do. So I try to go back to the fireman, and now they're threatening me with jail. And my ex is saying, well, if you come back to me, I'll make sure it doesn't happen, and I got your back and whatever. So what I have to do, I had to let go of the fireman. Because who are you going to believe, a nurse or a felon if you go to court?
Right.
She did this. She's on camera. Okay, Walmart did have me on camera. But I didn't do anything. So you had me on camera in the parking lot. That doesn't mean I did it.
Right.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it was still her word against mine.
Right.
And so I had to let him go because I had to make sure that my situation was okay over here.
Right.
And long story short, it fell through. Obviously, I was not on camera doing that. The detective did come to talk to me, but there was nothing there, obviously. So instead, she went and got a order of protection on me 6 months later. Why? I don't know. Now she's trying to sue me for the damage. Well, it's like an ongoing thing with this psycho.
Basically, the bottom line is, if you have someone in your life that is going to be that manipulating, that conniving, like, that is so snakish. Like, I've never heard of such, well, I'll make it all go away if you just come back. Like, really? Like, how? It's like, it gives me, like, the heebie-jeebies to think somebody's that scam to do that to someone. Yeah. Hold, basically, jail time, take you away from your family, your kids, your job. Because of why?
But guess who it was who took her to the police?
Who?
Him. Guess who it was who told him to press the charges? Him.
He's super abusive.
So you did this to me again. Same thing you did with the first one. You did it again. Yeah. And then let alone you manipulated the situation to where I had to come back.
Well, I'm going to feel like this is a good place to wrap it up because I think she has given us a really big insight on a lot of things that women go through that men probably don't even realize that we go through. Yes, women can do it to a man too. I'm not even going to discredit that. We're very manipulative human beings as well. But the difference is, if we're going to do that, you have always brute and force and strength a lot of the time. So a lot of times when it comes to the aspect of being fearful of things, a lot of the things can be fearful for a woman because the man ultimately is stronger, bigger, and all that kind of good stuff. So whether you're in a relationship because you're feeling stuck, whether you're in a relationship because you feel like you love them, it doesn't matter the reason behind it. If you feel like you need to get out, get out. If you feel like you need to stay, then stay. But you're going to get everything that comes with that decision, as Nicole has now.
I've blocked all his karma.
Yeah.
And I got it all.
Yeah. And now it's like she's rebuilding a lot.
I'm starting from the bottom.
Yeah. I'm starting to realize that because I didn't know, like, I'm finding out these stories the same time you guys are. Like, I did not know that he's really not a nice person. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to put it except for that. Just karma is a bee. And if you get it, you're going to go down in the flaming gates of hell. And maybe a fireman might put you out. Good. That's all I wanted to know. So I'm going to let you leave another pearls of wisdom about anything that makes you feel that you want to share. I mean,
we touched so many subjects.
I was going to say, I don't
want to give you wisdom on.
Let's do 2 because I really want you to do wisdom once again on just like broken relationships and getting out of them and finding your happiness and doing things for you and not living for another person.
Okay. It's a lot to say. Okay, so as far as getting out of a broken relationship and trying to move on, you have to be able to keep. Can you guys hold on a second, please? Go upstairs. Now.
She's telling them to go upstairs. Here they're going. She has really obedient children because they did go. It's a tattoo. She's like, like over here, like she's like mean monkey. And I'm like,
she's hungry. I gotta feed her in a minute.
Yeah.
We've been doing this thing, so I gotta cook.
okay.
So
She's
anyway,
gotta be mommy now.
all right, what were we? Go back.
So we're talking about like if you're in a relationship that's broken and not healthy.
And I can't tell you to just walk away because you're not going to listen at the end of the day. But you do have to find it within yourself to decide what you really want. Like every day I have to question myself when that phone rings and he calls me, like, is that what I want? And I flash back to, okay, if I'm with him, you know, this girl loses and I get to win. But what am I winning? And that's what I have to remind myself every day. What am I winning? We don't have conversations because we have nothing in common. We don't agree on anything at all. We fight consistently, and he considers himself an alpha male. I consider him to be controlling. You see the difference?
Right.
A female will respect an alpha male. I don't respect you if you are the way you are. You think that I'm not supposed to question your authority if I feel you're doing something wrong. That's not what an alpha male does. Yeah. You know, and
alpha man uses their power of being in the leadership role to build people up and to bring them to a level of being on the same level as them. They don't want to knock you down just to stay on top. They're strong enough to actually ride alongside you. Yeah. That's what a lion and a lioness do. They rock together.
Yeah. And it's hard once you're down there to rebuild yourself back up. So I know for those of you, it's not going to be easy.
No.
And I'm still doing it. You know, I'm going to be 38 and I wasted so many years. And now I'm at rock bottom. But, you know, sometimes it does take you to hit rock bottom. I mean, I'm still alive after brain surgery. I'm still alive after a bad car accident, you know. I walked away with a scar on my head that's now covered and a scar on my leg that with some vitamin E oil I'll be able to get rid of. Some people don't walk away with that.
The scars in your heart, baby.
Yeah, I am definitely scarred and there's a lot of internal work that I need to still do. And, you know, not that everyone does it, but, you know, I find that meditating and I don't do it on a regular, but I do try to do it at least every day. And, you know, I try to meditate and concentrate and find that inner peace and learn that when I'm upset to breathe a certain way to calm down, because my anger, just because of his actions, my anger controls the whole outcome of everything. So if you're not willing to walk away, you got to find something in yourself to make you strong enough to walk away eventually.
Yep. I would like to say with what she said, it kind of goes along with you might not be able to control the situation, but you can control your reaction to it. So things are still going to be bad. Things are still going to happen.
Don't think so negative of yourself. Yeah. Like I do that all the time. I'm always like, you know, I always find the negative in something. So lately I've been trying to find positive. Okay. You know, just switch it around. Right. And you'll find it does make a difference. Like I'll be pissed and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay. Like, you know, I just try to find the better side of things.
That's actually really good. Like, I think out of everything you've shared with me tonight, I'm going to say what I'm going to take away from this conversation. No matter what you go through, there's always tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's without getting emotional. I've been there with you with the fact of health issues and being scared, being in the hospital, not knowing if you're going to even come through a surgery or whatever. And B, women are amazing when it comes to like what we can take in.
We can take more than any man can.
Yeah. You don't understand. Like, we talked off camera a lot, and this is only a smidget of what she's been through. And the fact that she's here shows me that any one of us can be here because she survived, and she's still surviving. She has scars that are still healing. And I don't mean from the surgery, and I don't mean from, like, whatever else. I mean, like, in here. But you decide every day to still wake up and put your best foot forward. Mm-hmm. You're still trying to go back to school. Mm-hmm. You're still trying to better yourself. After so many people have knocked you down and said that you're not worth it, you're not good enough, you still are like, yes, I am. Mm-hmm. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do me.
I'm trying to write a book.
Yes.
I've got my goals lined out for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. I know what direction I want to head in, and I know for the next few years it's going to be suffering, but I'm going to make myself suffer so that I can get to where I want to be and what I want.
Yeah. Nothing great comes from no hard work. Mm-mm. So you're great now, but you're going to be greater. And I'm really lucky to know you. And when she does drop her book, which is going to be a biography, right?
Yes.
This is a little taste. I'm giving you an hour. Imagine what a book will hold.
16 years of
Right.
stuff, yeah.
16 years. So definitely I'm going to have her back on when she starts putting some pages together, because I definitely want to promote anything that can come out of the lessons that she's going to put into this book, because I'm sure it's going to dive into
I already got the name figured out.
Oh, what is that?
The Rise of a Fallen Star. That's my last name.
Oh, that's great. That is a really good title. Okay, so look for that. And if you guys have anything that you want to ask of Nicole, please drop your comments below. She will be more than happy to look them over, and if she wants to respond, she'll put her comments back. If any of you young girls out there have any questions, or if you've been in situations that you found yourself that are similar to hers and you have questions, I'm sure she'll be willing to lend a good advice, or maybe even an ear to bend. Just know, ladies, that we're here to support each other. Don't let the next female or man tell you your worth. And that is basically the bottom line. All right. Thank you so much again. And I'm so emotional now because I didn't know these many layers were underneath her onion. Okay, I've been peeling, and now it's like I'm crying because I'm peeling back the onion. So
you use a better terminology there. An onion?
Yes, because it makes you cry when you peel it.
Yeah, no, but okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And on the keto diet, you can eat onions.
Yes, you can. And
You can eat onions. So join us for the next one. I'll have another person on my show to share in some life experiences. I hope this has been not only entertaining, but wisdom. So, bye.
Bye.